Over the last few days, four prominent voices running for the 2024 GOP nomination, or ones that are likely to do so, have given speeches that outline their different pitches to Republican voters. Donald Trump is running once again on addressing grievances.
In 2016, I declared, I am your voice. Today I add, I am your warrior. I am your justice. And for those who have been wronged and betrayed, I am your retribution. I am your retribution.
Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley is offering herself as the voice of a new generation.
Our cause is right, but we have failed to win the confidence of a majority of Americans. That ends now. If you're tired of losing, put your trust in a new generation.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, not officially declared, highlighted personal character.
I've heard some who claim to be conservative excuse hypocrisy by saying something like, well, we're electing a president, not a Sunday school teacher. That's true. But having taught Sunday school, maybe we could get both.
And Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, also not yet declared, wants to do for the nation what he's done in Florida.
You didn't see our administration leaking like a sieve. You didn't see a lot of drama or palace intrigue. What you saw was surgical precision execution, day after day after day.
CBS News chief election and campaign correspondent Robert Costa joins me now. Bob, before we get to the candidates running in 2024, I want to ask you about some new reporting you have about former President Trump's closest advisor, Hope Hicks.
That's right, John. Good to be with you. Hope Hicks, the longtime advisor to former President Donald Trump and the former White House communications director, appeared before Manhattan District Attorney investigators today in New York. This is part of the investigation into Trump's payment, hush money payment, to Stormy Daniels, the adult film star, during the 2016 presidential campaign. This has been a long-going target for Manhattan District Attorney investigators, but they are ramping up that investigation. And CBS News has learned, according to one source familiar with the appearance, that Hicks did appear and did cooperate to some extent.
All right, let's go back to the next race for the presidency. I know it's desperately early, Bob, but what is the Republican nominating race about right now, if you had to call it?
We are at a crossroads where the Republican Party, in the wake of the Conservative Political Action Conference, which you just showed those clips from, is trying to decide which direction to go to in terms of candidate. But it does not appear to be having a real debate in terms of ideology. Some possible contenders, like former Vice President Mike Pence, are raising issues like Social Security and changes to Medicare. But broadly speaking, this is a Republican Party still in the image and likeness of former President Trump, who remains the front runner in most polls. But Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is casting himself as an alternative option to those Republican voters in the party's establishment, in the party's base, if they want someone who's like Trump in terms of pugilism and combative politics, who has a nationalistic strain to his politics as well, but as a younger generation, someone who's currently serving as governor of Florida. And you do see others from the more traditional mold, like Nikki Haley, trying to strike a balance, served in the Trump administration, but her announcement and campaign so far have had echoes more of the Tea Party movement and movement conservatism more than the Trump administration ethos. So we're at kind of a TBD. Who else gets in the race and who doesn't get in the race? Larry Hogan, of course, the former Maryland governor, told us over the weekend he's saying no thanks to jumping in.
Let's stick on Hogan for a moment. One of the things he said was that he doesn't want to be in the race because he doesn't want basically the non-Donald Trump vote to split and end up electing Donald Trump as the nominee. How big is that concern beyond just the Larry Hogans of the world?
We'll have to see. I mean, we all know that line from Faulkner, the past is never past, it's not even past. And there is a sense inside the upper echelon of the Republican Party that they don't want to repeat in the donor class, the establishment wing of 2016, in the sense of a crowded field of traditional conservatives giving Trump a lane to build his own populist nationalist base and snag the nomination with a coalition that might only be 15, 20, 30% of the Republican Party. So the thought process for some contenders, including Hogan, was that if they didn't get in, maybe it would be harder for Trump to use a smaller slice of the Republican pie to win the nomination. But at the end of the day, John, you've covered presidential politics longer than me. Someone still has to run and win and beat Trump. Who is that going to be? You might shrink the field, but who is at the end of the day going to beat Trump if that's your goal?
That's right. And eventually you have to stand up and go and do it, which is what you're saying. Robert Costa in Washington. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.